Welcome to a new video of the EVE experience. I'm Nexomni and I'm going to show you how I do my HUD overview and my chat boxes and just how I set up things in general. So let's just start with chat box. As you can see, I'm in a Merlin. That's what I'm training into, as this character is Caldari. I'm going to be Caldari from now on. The reason why I chose Merlin is A, I love the hole, B, I love missiles, and C, I really like the changes they're doing to missiles. But overall, I've had a lot of good experiences with the Merlin, and so right now that's what Nexomni here is training into right now. It's training into a boosting Merlin. It's going to be a little tricky to brawl with in PvP when you first start, but I'm going to show that you can actually do it. Alright, anyway, back to what we were doing. So right here, I just make my chat box big enough for me to read it. I do local first and then corp. I pin it just so I can see the space behind it, just to make life easier. I also do the same thing here. I make it fit to my screen. Another big important thing is peoples and places. Oh balls, that's huge. So let's go ahead and take that down a bit. Oops. Alright, so places, personal locations usually is what I like to keep open so I can easily do that. I also pin that so it's easier to cycle through. Alright, now let's go ahead and make sure that everything okay. So we're going to go ahead and undock. Dum, dum, dum. As you can see, I haven't set up my overview yet, and I'm in Jeddah, so there's tons of people around. Let's go ahead and zoom out and see all these crazy ships that are flying around. So, alrighty. That's one nice thing about let's just go to a planet real quick. But that's one nice thing of starting out as Caldari is the starting point is about 4 jumps away from Jeddah. Really easy to get there and get the skills you need and the ships you need and stuff like that to start roaming. Alright, so let's start with the scan. This is huge business, so I always attach it with my peoples and places just to make it easier. I go ahead and I turn on the directional scan and I max it out and keep it at 360. Obviously it's picking up a bunch of garbage right now, so this is what we're going to go in here and do this. Let's go ahead and do the overview. I like to make things stick to my screen, so as you can see I kind of make it a little big here. Let's open these settings. Let's see what we got. Trying to remember exactly what I want. Alright. One moment. Alright, so what we were doing here is let's just clean up the scan real quick. Obviously we want the type, but the name doesn't need to be so big. So let's go ahead and reduce that, so that's nice, and we'll stretch that back down. There we go, fits all nice and pretty. It's easier to do. Obviously I'm picking up tons and tons of ships and other cargo containers and things because I haven't set up my column yet and it's not using my active overview settings. So let's go ahead and I want to add the alliance that they're in. I want to add their velocity and I want to add their transverse velocity. Alright, the reason why these are important is, well, obviously, alliance, you want to know who you're screwing with. That's always a nice little feature. Velocity, so you can figure out whether you need to kite them, whether you can kite them, what are you going to do with that. And then transversal velocity, so as a Merlin, so I can keep hitting with my railguns, or I can also make it so they can't hit me while my missiles are hitting them. So let's go ahead and do this. I just do transversal, so this thing isn't as big, and I go ahead and shrink that down a little bit. I have a feeling that I am missing something, but I'm not exactly sure. So I put, let's see, I make it about this long. Oh, that's a little too long. I make it about there, and then I make this box a little bit bigger. As you can see, I pin both of these as well. Mars shuttle showed up. So now that we have the columns, let's go ahead and do this. We go to MISC. Okay, there we go. Appearance, and this just goes through the pilots and everything. Filters, now this is a little bit of a pain, but most of it's already taken care of. I don't want cargo containers on my overview. Covert beacons, freight containers, stargates, warp gates, wormhole. Okay, I'll leave those for the celestial. Let's go ahead and leave those. Leave those. I have drones turned off, but let's go ahead and turn those on. Combat drones specifically, so that I can attack those. Entity. These are mostly just NPCs. You go to the NPC section. You have the NPCs. Okay, make sure that all your ships are set up so it'll pick up any ship that's out there. Should already be done. Don't want to show stations, and I don't want to show there. Okay, for some reason it is not showing me, unless there is none here, which I find hard to believe, but there probably isn't. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get that set up. So we're going to use overview settings, scan, and as you can see, it's only picking up the things that are on the overview. So this is really nice for the simple fact that it's mostly ships, and then some cargo containers. Let's go ahead and take the cargo containers off. So go back here, you go to open overview settings. I think it was in Celestial. Yeah, cargo containers, freight containers, secure cargo containers. Let's go ahead and take those out. Alright, now let's go ahead and go here and let's save current type of selections as PvP. So that's a nice thing. Just hit OK. There's the overview. Let's set up as PvP. There's a curse. It just jumped in on me. Just checking me out, wondering what the hell I'm doing probably. Let's go ahead and align to something. Alright, so that's how I set up my HUD, is so I can see, that's good, so I can see some key features that are really important when I'm fighting. Tengu. See how the I really wish this thing would stop snapping, but there we go. See Here's a good example. We got a 90k Tengu. He doesn't have an alliance. There's his name. He's not going anywhere, and he has low transversal. So he's just chilling. We can take a look at him. And he's looking right at me, staring me down, if you will. So let's go ahead and head back to the station that I'm heading at. So let's just go right here and dock up. Alright, that is how I set up my overview. Feel free to add things that you think that are pressing, that are important. I don't often use the tactical little map, but when I do, I will talk about it. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and oh balls, here I am in the main hub of Jeddah. Let's go ahead and dock up. Anyway, that's how we set that up, at least I do. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's nice to have the features that I showed on the overview, as well as having your peoples and places and scanner right next to each other, so you can keep scanning, and you can also go to a safe really easily, instead of clicking into space and going through a bunch of drop down menus. Again, this is Nexomni, and this is the EVE experience, and I'll see you next time.